Megan,
What?
don't give me attitude.
What's up?
You want to play rock, paper, scissors?
Yes.
I'm gonna go fast. Ready?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck! Scissors again, but I won!
You did win that time. All right, speed round. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I almost did paper. I was so close to doing paper.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn you. Damn you. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Fuck!
You stop that right now.
Shit. What am I gonna throw? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes!
Damn it.
Take it away, Allison.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Rated MA. As always, I'm Allie and this is Meg, and today we are watching Arcane, Season 1, Episode 7, The Boy Savior. Meg and I are super excited to get into this. We have loved the last 2 episodes of this show. Things are really ramping up. We're getting closer to the end of Season 1. If you are new here, Meg and I have both seen Season 1 before. For Meg, it's been a couple years longer. She saw it when it first came out. I have rewatched it since then. And I know a bit about season 2. I have seen scenes from season 2. I've not seen full episodes, so I know a little bit of stuff that happens in season 2, but not all of it. Meg and I also tend to take notes as we watch, because at the end of our video, we do have a notes portion where we discuss things that happened in the episode, any questions that have been brought up, things that we want to theorize on, or just discussions that we'd like to have about overall story stuff. Also, you can also watch these videos over on Patreon. Meg and I do have a Patreon account set up. It is linked in our description here in this video, and it is also linked in our channel bio, because YouTube, for whatever reason, does not like our Arcane reactions, and so we have been struggling to get them public on YouTube. So hopefully you're watching this on YouTube, but you might be forced to watch this on Patreon. We'll see how the cards fall, so to speak. So if you would like to watch these on Patreon, they are completely free. You just have to become a member of our channel. They go up at the same time every week, so it's always going to be Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Am I missing anything?
I think we're good to go.
Okay. Well then, let's get into this. Ooh,
That's cool.
this is a different intro.
That's cool. This is like the firelights.
Yes. What an interesting intro.
I'm not the one who walked us into not one, but 2 of Silco's traps.
This isn't Silco. It's someone else.
Oh, interesting. We're like inside the masks with them.
Yeah. That's really cool.
I know, that's an interesting choice.
You look good for a dead girl.
Yeah, Ekko. Yeah, Ekko.
I think you could see on the bottom, because is Ekko just like EKO?
It's EKKO.
It's on the bottom of their jacket in the left-hand corner. It said Ekko. I'm most positive that it did.
Ekko?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you know about this?
Nothing. It's me, Vi. Same person who used to take you down to the junk heap and hose you down when you got covered in grease.
People change.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
I thought you were dead. Now you show up with a Pilty and give her a tour of the lanes? I didn't know if I could trust you.
So you just come out swinging?
Gee, I wonder who I
Yeah.
learned that from.
I missed you, little man.
Oh, the tear.
My heart.
Fascinating. The subjects wither and rot. We have the capacity to change our nature.
Shimmer,
A variant.
will it work on plants?
You aren't here about the plants. If you take this path, they will despise you.
Jayce will understand.
Hello?
Hi, Jayce.
His traps.
He just so goddamn big. Boy, what the hell are you that big for?
So hot.
Jayce in season 2, though, keep me away from him.
How'd you find me?
You're the de facto head of the council. People notice where you go.
I tried taking it apart and it nearly killed me. Whoever built it knows exactly what they're doing.
Is that what's really bothering you?
He was my mentor, Mel. And I betrayed him.
Heimerdinger will understand eventually. It's your time now, Jayce. You can bring Hextech to the masses just like you've always dreamed.
First, I have to save Victor.
I need to find Jinx.
She'll come to you when she's ready.
Oh.
Hello? What the fuck is that?
They took her.
Oh, is that her rabbit?
Girl is crashing out.
Oh, she's like stapling her leg together.
I mean, hospitals do the same thing.
It's a bit different when a hospital do it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's sanitary when hospitals do it.
It's a cool shot.
Oh, that was a cool transition.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a real tree?
Pretty cool, huh?
You built all this?
Not alone.
I should have been there. For you. For everyone.
Powder's gone, Vi. All that's left is Jinx, and she belongs to
You're
Silco.
wrong. She's still in there.
This is everyone we've lost. The price of our freedom.
That's not good. And also, those fumes probably aren't great for Victor's lungs.
No.
Jayce, what is this?
I order a blockade and my own partner violates it.
I was consulting a friend about our quandary. I told you I knew someone.
Well, you didn't say they were from the Undercity.
So?
They're dangerous.
I'm from the Undercity. You're right.
Yeah.
It's losing control. If we stand together, we aren't due for an assembly.
We should cut a deal and give back the gemstone. Rumor is, you dogs are for leash. How are you meant to bring Piltover to heal if you can't handle your own people?
Oh. I don't really remember this scene, but I'm starting to.
Have you forgotten where we came from? The mines they had us in?
And Silco's just fine?
I gave you life. Purpose. Please.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Piltover looks vulnerable. This arrived for you.
Her voice sounds really familiar.
She's the voice of Barbie.
Let her go. I brought her here. It's me you want.
My hero.
Where have you been, Jinx?
Oh, you know, chasing down dead ends. They're not all dead.
I can explain.
Don't move, silly.
I didn't know. Marcus never told me she was in Stillwater.
You lied.
I wanted to protect you. She and the Enforcer are back for the crystal. Not for you.
Silco.
I am your family.
Shut up.
Everyone else betrays us.
Your people hunt us. Like animals. Silco pays them to do it.
You got it. You have to let me take that back. Someone with the right knowledge could build any Hextech device.
We could beat Silco with this.
That won't solve things.
Easy for you to say.
This cycle of violence will never stop. This is our best shot at setting the record straight.
You think they could crack Hextech?
It's a leap.
If we are to assume the worst, that would mean they've turned it into a weapon.
What are you suggesting?
We should prepare our own countermeasures.
That is not why we invented Hextech.
The peace is already broken, Jayce. I'm only asking you to prepare to defend your people.
I hate the way they talk over Victor in this scene. It boils my blood.
I know. It's like, is Victor not gonna say?
I hate that they all act like Hextech is Jayce's thing. It's Jayce and Victor's thing.
We agreed Hextech was to improve lives, not to take them.
We may not have a choice.
There is always a choice.
I want to say that one of the animators said that they animate Jayce based off of like an Italian guy because he like talks a lot with his hands and he touches his face a lot. So whenever I think of Jayce, I think of him as Italian. Victor with the shimmer. Vic. Oh shit, I just remembered what's coming in this episode.
I'm worried I have to do something I never thought I would.
Heimerdinger.
Hello? That was cool.
I can't leave her again.
You can't change her.
I have to try. It's been real, Cupcake. Thanks.
Oh, I don't like that. I didn't like that.
Halt! What the hell is this?
Okay.
Oh. Uh-huh. I remember this part of the story, but does no one hear her screaming up there?
Guess not.
Oh, the firelights. That's
Firelights.
cool.
Oh. Okay.
Hello?
Oh my god.
Tell my daughter.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
I feel bad for his daughter though.
I do feel bad for his daughter, but fuck Marcus. Dope shot. Dope shot. Cool. I do really like the use of slow-mo in this show. We talked about that in another episode, but I do really like it in this show.
It's very well timed.
It is. It's so well timed. That's a great way to put it, Meg. It's not too much of it or too little of it, and it's always like it always makes sense when it happens.
Oh, look who it is. The boy savior.
What an interesting music choice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
Cool. This art style is amazing.
It's really cool.
It's like graffiti.
Yeah.
Like street art. It's gorgeous. Love it. Cool.
Uh-oh.
No. Oh, you motherfuckers. That's where that episode ends? You fucking bastards.
Just good episode after good episode after good episode, man.
Yeah, we're on a circuit here the last couple. I will say I when I looked on IMDb earlier to see who the singer was of the song, I happened to get a glimpse of some of the episodes. So episode 6 was a 9.3 on IMDb. Episode 5 was an 8.9. That was the one that we really liked. And then episode 6 is the one we just watched. This one is a 9.3. The next one is a 9.2. And the last one, the finale, is a 9.7. So
Ooh, I got
we're
chills as soon as you said that.
we're in for a good run here. Do you know what Ekko and Jinx's ship name is?
I'm gonna go with Jekko.
No. It's not a combination of their names actually. It's like a classic ship name, like how Steve and Bucky is Starbucks or Stucky.
What is it?
It's called Time Bomb.
Stop.
Isn't
That's
that awesome?
really cute.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite ship names of all time, Time Bomb.
I like it. I like that a lot, actually. How do we want to do this?
Yeah, I know. Do you want to
I mean-
start? Do you want me to start since you started last time?
I don't care. I mean,
Well, I've got the hiccups, so why don't you start?
that's good. You know what? That is very valid. We'll go with that. That intro to this episode, how it was different, was sick.
I love that the art style felt like it fit the firelights and the music choice was a little bit different. Not that the show has ever really shied away from rap. Like the theme song Enemy also has JID on it, who is a rapper. So I like that this show is like a very like this is like a popular like everyday type show, but they're not afraid to throw a little hip hop and rap in there because a lot of
Yeah.
shows tend to be more conservative with their music, but this again because this is a Netflix original, I think they had the ability to do be a bit more creative with it. And I loved the different music. I loved that intro was like 2 minutes long. Like that was a long intro. That's longer than the
was.
actual intro is. I thought that was really fascinating.
It was really, really good. Like you said, it fit the firelights and just like Ekko in general. And then we got to see a little bit of that art style come back to when Jinx and Ekko were having kind of their face off.
That I totally forgot. I knew Ekko and Jinx fought on the bridge, but I totally forgot that the art style changed.
It was really, really awesome. But going back to beginning of the episode, I mean, I'm just going to kind of run through. We can just kind of discuss as we go and fill in.
Yes, please.
I really like the shot of, like you said, it's like we're in the max with them. It was like the POV shot.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really, really cool being able to see that and also see like their limited views to be able to understand the characters better. That is one thing I do love about POV shots, and especially in situations like that, because if we see the exterior, then we're like, oh, okay, so they can't see, big deal. But when you're in like their view and you could see that they cannot see anything, but just like little things coming through and just like or directions of lights, and they have to turn their head, be able to even have light come in. It really puts you into that character's mindset and their perspective, which I really love that about POV shots.
It reminds me so much of that scene with Clea in Andor
Yes.
when Luthen finds her on the ship and you just hear her like panting as you see him starting to figure out that there's someone in the vents. I think POV shots are so fascinating in that they give you such a uncomfortable glimpse into like the world where like third person perspective shots, which is just standard wide shots like wides and mids and all that stuff, are great for telling stories, but there is a sort of detachment from them. When it's POV, it's like, oh, this is me doing this. And like, yes, the audience has an awareness that like obviously this is Caitlin and Vi dealing with the bag over their head, but there is the briefest moment where you're like, oh shit, this is me. And that's why POV lends itself so well to suspense and so well to horror. That's why both of those two genres tend to utilize that a lot, because there is nothing more frightening than feeling like it's happening to you instead of happening to a character that's not real. That's why it works so well. So I like the idea of it being used here where I guess if someone came into the show and they didn't know any better, if you hadn't realized that Ekko was the leader of the firelights by that point, you might be like, oh shit, they're in trouble. Like what's going on? Like obviously the audience at that point knows that the firelights aren't working for Silco, so they're at least a different faction, but they were still very dangerous. So I think there's an added sense there of just how horrible this situation that Caitlin and Vi find themselves
It's
in.
terrifying.
Yeah, it's bad.
I guarantee so many people will be pissing themselves in that situation. Like you said, a lot of people utilize that in horror films, like to build suspense. I mean, camera angles have so much power, and a lot of people may not know that. Like top down, it's very like if you're looking down at the subject, it's very to make them seem small, like the intimidation.
One of the wonderful things about camera and camera movements and even just the framing of certain shots is how much it can affect you psychologically when you're watching something. And that's what Meg is talking about here. POV shots specifically are so fascinating because they instantly put you in flight or fight mode. Like they instantly make you be like, oh shit. Like I remember, I'll give you guys an example from Andor when Meg and I were watching episode I want to say it was episode 2 or 3 of Andor when we first get that shot of Dr. Gorst coming into the house when Vix is having her
Yes.
nightmare. And basically the shot starts from like a hayfield and it's a slow push in, but then it starts to go up the stairs. And there's like, instead of it being a smooth glide of like a dolly, like a camera on a track or on a dolly shot, it's like there is the slight levitation. And I remember if you watch our reaction to it, I say in the reaction, man, it feels like we're a person because Meg and I hadn't quite put it together yet what that shot was. And then as we were walking around the room, I was like, there's a mirror. They're going to reveal to us who this is. Like, this is a person. And then it reveals itself to be this villain, a part of the show. And like, that's one of the great things about POV shots is you can do reveals like that, but it also keeps you, the audience, in suspense because it doesn't tell you anything. It just tells you, I'm looking at this through someone else's eyes and it feels like it's me. And that really messes with you, especially when you're really locked into a show. One of my favorite video games from the last probably 15 years was PT Silent Hill. And I used to watch so many playthroughs of that game. It's a horror game and it was only a teaser and it was first person. And it's basically a time loop. You are stuck in a house and you walk the same circuit of a hallway. And I'll never forget it for as long as I live. There was a riddle that you were told at the very beginning of the game, which was the gap in the door is a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you?
The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you?
And at one point, if you turn around in the game, you realize that someone has been following you the whole time. And it's like this most terrifying thing ever of like when you're in a first person perspective game and you slowly turn and you can just see someone lingering in the distance. That's why games like Mortuary Assistant are so scary. Poppy's Playtime, like all of those games are so scary because you don't have a 360 view. You have a limited field of view like you always do. And that's why it works in TV as well, because it's the same thing that applies. Your view is not 360. You don't see the whole room. You don't see the props and the gadgets on the table. You see what the director wants you to see.
Third perspective really offers like a comfort of being like you, Allie said, that you can detach.
Right.
Like you're like, oh, this is this character. I'm in this room. I can see everything. This is good. We said it like in a horror film, like if someone locks himself in, let's just say an armoire, right? Wardrobe, whatever. They get in, they climb in, camera switches first person, POV. And you just see them breathing and you see through the cracks, the light.
Or you hear footsteps outside the wardrobe getting closer.
And you just clench your seat just a little bit. And your breathing starts to get heavier. Your heart rate's gonna rise.
It is instantly so much scarier.
But I will say there is a time and place for first person. Do not overkill.
100% agree. 100%.
Because you still want people to kind of have those outside perspectives as well and everything, unless it's completely intentional to have the whole thing being first person.
Oh, what was that? There was a horror movie that was first person, and it was about a stalker. And it's from the perspective of the stalker.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
That movie is like, that's horrifying. And I remember I watched it in one of my film classes when I was in film school. And I remember, I'll never forget it. I might be confusing it with another movie because we definitely talked about a movie where it's first person perspective and you are following through the eyes of a stalker or serial killer or something. And then there was another one that was first person of a woman who was like getting in her car and she had her Achilles heel cut by someone who was hiding underneath her car.
Yes.
I want to say it had like a pretty simple title, but I can't remember what it was.
I think it's literally called Stalker.
Oh, Maniac. It's called Maniac. That's the exact movie that I'm thinking of. It's entirely from first person perspective. That's from 2012, which makes sense because I studied it when I was in college, which was just a few years after that. It's a woman getting her Achilles heel slashed. What movie was that? I spelled slash completely incorrectly. Oh, it's Maniac. It's the same movie. I was right.
Yeah, Maniac.
I remember my film school teachings. It's Maniac. Maniac, 2012. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Daniel Radcliffe is in that movie. I think he's the maniac. Elijah Wood. Sorry, that's ironic. It's Elijah Wood, not Daniel Radcliffe. All right, anyway, back to our notes about Arcane.
Yes. Vi discovers that the firelight leader, is Ekko.
Yay!
And Ekko thought Vi was dead and was like, what the hell? I also wrote down about the mural. about that it's the people that they lost, that kind of breaks your heart a little bit. And then we kind of went to Victor's.
Whatever the hell Victor got going on.
Yeah. Injecting himself in the leg with some shimmer, like a different variant of it, because he went down to go see Singin.
I think that's how you say his name, but I could be wrong.
But yeah, the Wave Rider was still in that container, and then Jayce feels guilty for getting Heimerdinger out of the council.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, valid, but also Mel did bring up a few points being like, you're not wrong, like you said in the last episode when we were talking about it. Marcus is trying to prevent Vi and Caitlyn from returning. Silco full on just gaslit Jinx and is just making everything way worse for her when she's trying to fight this battle. I gave you life, purpose, like they left you, like I'm not gonna leave you, everyone will leave you. He can die. Jinx, yes, she's crazy. She has gone through so much. I feel bad for Jinx. I also wrote down that Piltover looks vulnerable now, and that's what Mel was talking about, and how she goes to Jayce about weapons. Getting weapons built, and Victor again was the invisible party, acting like he had nothing to do with Hextech, which is horrible because it would not exist without Victor. It's really, really sad. And also, people might get upset at Mel's manipulation of Jayce in this moment. I don't care if people get mad at that's just what it is. I mean,
Now, I will say, in Mel's defense, she has a reason for doing that, but it's not clear to the audience what that reason is yet. I know what it is because I am familiar with elements of season 2, and it might even come up in the next couple episodes, and I might just not remember it.
I don't remember.
So Mel gets a letter from Elora. Elora is her assistant. Elora brings this letter to her and basically says, people are looking at us like we're vulnerable. So Mel is in the mindset of like, something is coming for Piltover. We need to be able to defend ourselves. I get that, but that's not how she frames it. She frames it to Jayce like, well, we just need to be able to defend ourselves from the fucking Zaunites or whatever. And Victor is like, hello? Mel, I think a lot of Mel's issues could be solved if she was more communicative with like Jayce and even just with other people too. But also at the same time, it's like, it's very apparent that she tells him multiple times, well, now you can finally give Hextech to the people. You can just mass produce your Hextech. He was like, I just kind of want to save my best friend. And she's like, we'll come back to that, basically, kind of thing. So Mel is kind of single-minded focused, and she is very driven on what she wants, like more respect to her. But also at the same time, like, Jayce is vulnerable, and he is not thinking clearly, and she is fully taking advantage of that.
She is. Hextech was created to be able to help people. Creating weapons is not helping anybody. Yeah, like helping, like defending the city and everything like that. But again, like you said, she's framing it wrong. She's putting a different perspective.
Yeah.
Also, Victor is from Zaun.
Yeah.
So, big slap in the face to him. And that also went on the bridge scene whenever they were trying to like with the barricades and everything. And then Jayce was like, it's getting out of hand. Like, like they're dangerous. And he was like, I'm from there.
You didn't say they were from the Undercity. Well, what difference does that make? Well, they're dangerous. I'm from the Undercity. That's like the exact dialogue that they have.
Yeah.
And it's so, Victor, I love, it's one of my favorite Victor moments. He starts to stand up and Jayce immediately goes to help him and he smacks his hand away because he's so mad at him. And Jayce immediately is like, oh, I fucked up. But to be fair, in Jace's defense, he does immediately cave and he's like,
he does.
He's like, Victor's right. Victor's from Zaun. And he immediately apologizes. He does say he's sorry. He makes an excuse. He's like, I've got a lot on my plate. Motherfucker, you pulled him to the hospital like 4 days ago. So like, take that shit out of your head. But in Jayce's defense, he does apologize and he does immediately pivot. But also, I get that Jayce is very stressed. I mean, like, his best friend is dying. He's apparently the head of the fucking council now. He became a counselor 3 days ago, and now he's the head of the counselor. He got his mentor fired. Like, the city is under attack. Like, Jayce does have a lot on his plate.
He does.
But at the same time, he's not handling it very well. And so we're allowed to criticize him for that. And Victor, rightfully so, has a right to be angry with him in that scene.
He does. I mean, he full on just like insulted him to his face.
He did the thing which I find fascinating in how this was brought up in the show, is he did the thing if he's like, "Oh, well, you're one of the good ones, though."
Yes.
That's the
That is
exact
exactly it.
That's the exact thing that Jayce did, where he was like, Jayce, I think, doesn't see Victor as a Zaunite because Victor's lived in Piltover for, 10 plus years or whatever, but Victor underneath it all is from Zaun. And
Yes.
Victor tells him that the very first night they meet, when he saves Jayce from killing himself. He's like, I'm a poor cripple from the Undercity. Like, this is what I've done. And Jayce hasn't seen him in the Undercity. So it's very easy for him to just assume that Victor is a
Well,
Piltover
also,
person.
Jayce has probably never been to the Undercity, so there's all of
He
these
has.
He has been?
That's where he got the gemstones from.
That's right, he did go. Okay.
He's been a few times because he went to
Oh.
Benzo's shop and Ekko hustled
That's
him.
right, and that's how
stole
they
a bunch of
found
his
out
money.
that's how they found about his workshop, and then that's how everything started.
Now, Jayce has only been to the Undercity, as far as we know, canonically. We only know of like 2 times that he's been. And it's possible, because him and Victor got more of the gemstones, it's possible that they had to go back to receive more of them. But very clearly, like, his perspective on Zaun is completely different than Victor's, obviously, because Victor was born and raised there. So
I was gonna say it's probably because he was also born and raised in Piltover, and I'm sure they have a very specific view on how they view people from the Undercity.
I mean, this show is a great example of like class dynamics and like the differences between people of a higher station. Like, it's really, really, really good for describing it
is.
and explaining it. But it's also like, ooh, it pisses me off.
Going back to the scene with Mel and Jayce, whenever they, talk over Victor, where Victor says there's always a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Jayce is making now a choice for both of them again. Because he thinks he's doing the right thing.
He's going to keep doing it in season 2. I'm going to tell you that much.
Jayce, you have good intentions. You have a good heart.
He does.
But stop it.
Stop it. Just need like a spray bottle.
Yeah.
He's like a bad cat.
Yeah, exactly. The last 2 things I just had was that Marcus died, and then we saw the fight between Ekko and Jinx.
Okay. Do I have anything that's different? I guess a quick note is that Singed seems to understand that Victor is intending to change himself with the Hex Core without it being explicitly stated. And Victor makes the whole joke of like, does it work on plants? And he's like, you're not here for plants. Like,
No,
I
you're
just
not.
like that of even though it's been such a long time since they've presumably seen each other or communicated, like, he still does know Victor quite well. I think that's a great way to show that. We also learned, it's very quick, I don't know if it's been mentioned before, that Singed said that this was the reason he parted ways with Heimerdinger, because Singed used to work for Heimerdinger, or used to work with Heimerdinger. We learned that Jayce was the head of the council. I did make a note, which I kind of just brought up a second ago, that Mel still wants Jayce to bring Hextech to the people, and Jayce's response was, I have to save Victor first. He has his priorities straight, but he's juggling so much stuff that he can't focus on it, which I think is making him upset. We saw the Firelight treehouse where the firelights all live. It's one of my favorite set pieces within this show.
It's beautiful.
We had Victor getting caught at the border, which Meg and I just were speaking about, and that Jayce was kind of spewing some fairly anti-Undercity remarks and only seemed to pull back when he realized, like, oh shit, I'm talking to fucking Victor, and it's kind of showing that, like, Jayce is very loving and he very clearly has no issue with people from the Undercity at all, but he's been on the council for 3 days and he's already starting to talk like the council. Which Victor very quickly is like, do you fucking realize who you're talking to? And Jayce is like, my bad.
Jayce seems like he's just kind of losing bits and pieces of himself.
It's because being on the council is changing him.
It is.
Not for the better, unfortunately.
No. Well, also, some people are kind of getting in his head. Certain people.
Just some people.
One person specifically.
Uh-huh. We had Silco meeting with the Chem Barons and poisoning them with what I believe is a poison called the Grey, which will come into play in season 2, I think. Not in season 1, but it does come in season 2. We saw like Caitlyn finally having like a bit of a change of heart when it comes to Zaun and the Undercity. She seems to understand a bit more now that she's seen firsthand how things are going. We do see this moment of her trying to persuade Ekko to give back the gemstone, and Ekko says, only if I get to do it myself. We had the weapon talk.
Oh,
Victor does not want.
Ekko also made a really smart choice wearing a chest plate.
We had Mel wanting them to make weapons. Victor does not. Victor stating that there's always a choice, and he proves it to Jayce by triggering the explosion, the detonation within the thing, and then choosing at the last second to cut the wire, showing him, like, I could have let you die. I could have killed both of us, but I didn't. I chose not to. We saw Victor experimenting on himself with Shimmer and with the Hex Core, and there's the briefest moment where he tries to pull away and cannot.
And changes his cells.
Will come into play in the next episode, actually. So we'll see that. Jinx did us all a favor and killed Marcus. Marcus was going to kill Caitlyn. He did struggle with it, but he was fully ready to bury her in order to protect the fact that he was bad, to protect the fact that he was the one working for Silco, and Caitlyn realized it as they were having that standoff on the bridge. We had this wonderful fight between Ekko and Jinx that we've talked about, and then the only other thing that I wrote down that I remembered after our notes portion already started was that we caught the briefest glimpse of Heimerdinger in the Undercity.
Yes, we did.
Because we were like, Heimerdinger? Ooh, what are Jinx and Ekko doing? And just immediately got distracted. But yeah, it looks like Heimerdinger has vacated to the Undercity after being kicked off the Piltover Council.
Wonder what Heimerdinger's up to.
But that's the end of my notes. Anything else, Meg?
No, that's all I had.
With that, I guess Meg and I will end here for the night. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us. You guys can check us out in our Legend of Vox Machina reactions. Those are coming out on Monday and Wednesdays. You guys can also watch our Andor reactions if that's more your speed. But without any further ado, we will sign off here for the night. Bye!
Bye!